Hey, it's Connor. Welcome to iFanboy Mini. iFanboy Mini is the small-size version of iFanboy, the comic book show. I read a lot of comics. They come out every week like soap operas in the mail. They never stop. And I also read a lot of older comics, too, in the form of trade paperbacks and collections. And one of those I'm reading right now is Iron Man Demon in a Bottle, which I actually borrowed from Ron. And this is the classics volume of 80s Iron Man stories, Bob Layton, David Michelinie, John Romita Jr. on art. And one thing I noticed reading this collection is that comics are written so differently back in the 80s than they are now, in that every issue was thought to be somebody's first, so every issue was written that way. Every beginning of every issue sort of recapped what happened in the previous issue. There was a lot of exposition and a lot of asterisks. What are asterisks? Well, asterisks were little editor's notes in the panels that would explain the reference that was made. For instance, whenever somebody would say S.H.I.E.L.D, there would be a little asterisk saying Strategic Homeland Espionage thingy, whatever thingy. And then the reader would know what that was, and they wouldn't be confused, so they could move on with the story. And more than that, it was used to explain events. For instance, I don't know, say Tony Stark was talking about something and say, oh, it was so horrible when I fought Red Dynamo. And then the editor's note would say, see Iron Man 47. And that would be a way for the reader to be able to go back and then see what they were talking about and understand better, sort of like following a set of clues. And a lot of people, that's how they discovered more comics and new comics and different characters, was following the asterisks like a trail of breadcrumbs. And that's something you just don't see anymore in the modern comics because they're written completely differently. You're expected really to know more about what's going on. If not, you kind of have to go to the internet and research. And it's a different kind of detective work, but it's really not as much fun as the clues, which is kind of cool. There's only really one book that I think of right now that uses the asterisk at all, and it's Amazing Spider-Man. And they're actually using it a lot less than when they started the reboot, the Brand New Day reboot. Used it a lot in the beginning, and now it's like once or twice an issue. The problem being that when they do use them, it's usually for joking purposes, so the editor can make a joke about what's happening in the issue, speaking directly to the reader, breaking the fourth wall. And it's, I'll be honest, kind of annoying. I don't really like the editorial style. In Spider-Man, I like the stories, but the outside of the editorial is too jokey. The asterisks and the solicitations, but that's a whole other thing. But Spider-Man uses the asterisks more as a joke, and not really. I mean, occasionally they say this happened in the previous issue, but for the most part, it's really taking an old trope of comics and really making it far more annoying than it needs to be. But I kind of miss the asterisk, even though my sensibilities have moved on, and I read all these comics, so I don't really need them. I like reading the old ones and seeing them, and it fills me with nostalgia. And I also kind of wish they still were around for new people to come in and be able to follow the breadcrumbs like I did when I was a kid. So if you have any emails, you can send a contact@ifanboy.com. You can check out our weekly show, iFanboy. It comes out every Saturday at revision3.com/ifanboy. It comes out Saturdays. You can download it then, and it's available to watch all throughout the week. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.
iFanboy Mini is brought to you by the HP Media Smart Connect. If you're looking for a great media center extender that can find all your digital media no matter where it lives in your home, look no further.
To learn more, join HP, Microsoft, and Tekzilla's Patrick Norton on a webinar this July 8th. You can check it out at www.microsoft.com/HP Media Smart Connect.